We're going to start off today by talking about how amazing our Let's Go family is. We're going to talk about, once again, how important it is to think things through before you go on a trip and be your own advocate. I've got some follow-ups for you on some things that are going on with Princess Easy Air, as well as some things to consider when you're looking at different cruise lines. We've got a few onboard updates and just lots of things to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and I want to start off by first expressing my gratitude to all of you. You are remarkable, and I am so grateful to all of you who have been so kind to offer me your wonderfully kind support, both on our Facebook group as well as in comments. And those of you are amazing. Our Let's Go family, you are what make this channel so special and our Facebook group so special. Thank you for being the remarkable, good people that you are, and I appreciate how mature you are and how kind you are to each other and to me. So I want you to know that it's not lost on me. I notice it every day, and never more than this last weekend, so thank you very much. Now, along with that, I wanted to also thank Don. Don did a video this weekend that he mentioned seeing my video about taking my video down, and it sounds like his experience was very similar to mine, except for they called me too. He said that they had called who he worked with. Got that, but also they called me as well. And so, you know, some days you just have to take stock of where you stand and decide which battles are worth fighting and which ones aren't, and I decided to wait and fight for a more important battle. So that's where we stand. But I really want to thank you all for your remarkable support, and thank you to Don too. Really appreciate that shout out. Now, a couple of things that I think we should start off with today is Princess Easy Air. So Princess Easy Air, for like the last week or so, I have not been able, at least week or so, I have not been able to use it the way that I normally would to help people that I am booking cruises for. Usually using the Princess booking system, you can book a cruise and then you can also look at the flights right then, go over pricing, availability, and if people want to go with it, you just book it very simply. It's not hard at all. Now, that has not been working for a little while. It keeps coming up with an error, and in my experiences with calling Princess about it, because then you have to call, when I talk to the reps on the phone, it seems like they're aware of it because they are getting so many more phone calls about it. They also, you know, there's a couple of other ways that you can log into your booking. You can log into your booking just on princess.com, logging in to your account and then accessing your bookings that way. When Gordon tried to do that this morning, he was able to see the flights and book a ticket if we would have wanted to book it. But I know we've got Let's Go family members that have let me know that they are not able to book a ticket that way. The other way that you can log into your booking is at the bottom of, like, you just go to princess.com, and at the bottom of that homepage on the right hand side there's columns of different things to choose from. The one on the right hand side, you click on Access the Cruise Personalizer, and that gives you an option to log in using your name, your birthday, and your booking number. I have tried doing that for clients, and I cannot take care of their flights that way either. On one of them, I got in far enough to see what the flights are, but I need to cancel those flights, so I've got to call again. When I called Princess Easy Air today, and this is President's Day, by the way, it's a holiday, but they fortunately do have people working customer service, which is crucial when you're a cruise line. They would only let me take care of one thing at a time, and so I'm wondering if it's because they are so getting so many phone calls, so I've got to call back and take care of that. But I wanted to let you know that if you're having trouble with that, you're not the only one. And so if you are urgently trying to book your own flights and you don't have a travel agent to call to have be on the phone for you, you just need to call Princess and book your flights that way, okay? Or get pricing if you're wondering how much it will be. But hopefully yours will be one of the accounts that it's actually working right on. So the next thing that I wanted to make sure that we all know about is this last weekend, you know, I told you it was in my video for Saturday, as an experience that a Let's Go family member had that wasn't as positive as we would all hope. And so when I share this with you, I do it for a couple of reasons. Number one, I can't only share the good and never the bad, because that's not an accurate picture of life. I do think that more good happens than bad, but I think think it's really important to be aware of what's going on. And the other thing is that really helps, and I mentioned this before, is to me, it really helps to think things through so that if you're ever presented with that situation, you know what you're going to do about it. So a couple of things about that. As I mentioned, you know what, you're your own best advocate. You have to sometimes just really stand up for yourself over and over and over again. The other thing that you're going to sometimes have to, because you know, if you just tell your room steward nothing happens and then you sit down and just whine, that doesn't get anybody anywhere. And by the way, I'm not suggesting that anybody does that in our group, not at all, and not that shares things with me. That's not my point. My point is you have to keep going, and sometimes you have to think outside of the box. And I just smiled, and it made me happy. One of our Let's Go family members in the comments mentioned that one time they got on, their cabin was at 90 degrees, and they knew it because she had a little thermometer on her bag. So hot in their cabin. They went down. They tried to get it fixed and they weren't fixing it, and so they opened the door to their cabin, which, you know, that would help pull some cooler air through, and people would say, "Are you okay?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, can you call too?" And so by the time enough people called, they finally got their situation taken care of. So think outside the box. Hopefully you're not going to have to prop your cabin door open and hope that people passing by invite them to call on your behalf as well. So, but just kind of think it through. And so to me, it's a value. I always do better when I have the chance to think through something rather than when it's a surprise. And so there you go. That's why I share everything. I'm trying to really share an accurate picture of what's going on. Like I said, I do think that more good is going on than bad, or I wouldn't cruise with Princess. And so with that, let me tell you quickly, because I think it's so important. If anybody thinks I've given Princess a hard time lately, I don't feel like I have. I try to be err on the side of being generous, but I want to tell you a couple of things that I love about cruising on Princess and see if you agree, and add some of the reasons that you love cruising on Princess to the comments as well. So this is just quick. But one of the things I love is the piazza. I have mentioned this before, but the piazza is such a beautiful area. They've usually got some kind of music or other going, and they do have a variety, I would add, that plays there. And so they've usually got some music going. It's such a lovely place. It's got a couple of bars usually there on either side handy, and the International Cafe, so that if you would like a drink or a little something to eat while you're there, it's perfect. It's a lovely place to just sit and people watch or just idle away some time. I've seen people dancing in the piazza. I've seen them dancing early in the day on Embarkation Day. In the evening, there's usually always dancing there. It's just such a lovely place that people feel at home to come there and relax or dance, whatever they would enjoy doing. It's a beautiful space. So I love that, and just kind of the whole feeling that it brings to the cruise. And another thing that when I think of a Princess ship, I love how they do their upper decks. I love how they do their pool areas with the Movies Under the Stars screen, and just their whole layout there, because you get the benefits of having the screen and the option to hear. Sometimes they're playing concerts there. Sometimes it's quiet and they're just showing like slideshows of pictures. Sometimes they've got a movie going. Sometimes it's a sporting event. It's really kind of fun, but the way they've got it designed is you still have these beautiful panoramic views. If you are like, you know, you have the deck that's right even with the pool and the bars, but then they've got the deck up above that, and if you're standing up there, you can just see all the way around, and it is beautiful. So I really enjoy that. I enjoy that whether I'm in the middle of the ocean, whether I'm in Alaska, whether I'm in anywhere else in the world. It is a really cool place to be. And then finally, I think Princess does a really good job with her itineraries. You know, I'm an itinerary person, and Princess does a really good job overall, I feel like, with their itineraries. They don't go to some of the more exotic places that I think of, and maybe they'll be adding them in the future, but you know what? They do go to Antarctica. And so if that's more in your price range than an expedition ship or one of the luxury lines, they're taking us to Antarctica. How glorious is that? So I really like the good job that Princess does with their itineraries. So I just felt like I wanted to add a couple of things that keeps me coming back again and again and again to Princess. Alrighty. Now, another update that I've got for you, well, a couple of things. First of all, we've got someone who is on the Sky Princess right now, and so first of all, they're having a lovely time. I heard from 2 people on the Sky Princess, and they both said that things are going really well there. Now, 2 people, one in the comments and one sent me an email, and so we want to know what's going on with those new items that have been added to the Princess Plus package. So, and I'm sure that it is also affecting the Premier package. Just the people that have told me about it have the Plus package. So just super fast, if you aren't aware, so Princess, for the longest time in their Princess Plus package, they've had the Wi-Fi, the gratuities, and the Princess Plus beverage package. And then at the end of November, beginning of December, they announced that they were increasing the price to $60 a day. And for a while it was $64.99, but I noticed on the website it's back down to $60. And along with that, you're going to get the unlimited juice bar, you're going to get the two of the fitness classes during your cruise, and then you also get 2 of those fancy desserts a day, and your medallion shipped to you. And so the people communicated to me that they had received emails in January listing out the things that they would be getting in their Princess Plus package. And so our Let's Go family member, 2 of them on the Sky Princess right now, let me know that when they embarked on the cruise, they asked about those added things, and they said, you know what, it doesn't start until February 20th. And one of you was kind enough to send me an email this morning, and I think I saw it in the comments as well, saying that you went up to customer service, and which today is the 20th, you went up there and said, you know, are those things going to be available now? And they were told that they were not going to take effect now until February 25th. And so that's kind of new. And so that, like I said, that's the Sky Princess. If any of you are sailing on a different ship this week, would you let us know what the status is of those extra items? Now, a couple of weeks ago, a Let's Go family member who would be on the Discovery Princess during this time when they were going to, I think they're either going to be on this week or on a week after the new after now, when the new things should be available, they were going to get an extra onboard credit every day, the $10 a day for everyone in their party that had the Princess Plus package, because those items were not going to be available. So I want to hear from the rest of you who are on board a ship this week. Are you starting to get those perks that were added to the package? Are you not getting them? What are you hearing about it? Because to me, that's a big deal. I don't know why we haven't heard more, like by way of announcement, if they've not been able to procure those items to make them available to everyone that should have them. So let me know about that. And another really important thing that's important to remember is if you booked your cruise, so you booked it way before Princess announced these changes, and you bought the Princess Plus package, when they announced these changes, they said that if you want to, you can just stick with the price that you paid, which was $50 a day. You can stick with that, and you're not going to get these other added items. But if you want to upgrade and pay the $60 a day, then you're going to be able to get the other added items. And so I think that's another important thing to keep in mind. Remember that if you booked it before then and you've just paid $50 a day, that you're not even eligible to get those other things. But a lot of people commented that they upgraded, they paid that extra $10 a day so that they could experience the new upgraded package. So keep all of that in mind and let me know what's going on. And along with that, could anyone who has sailed on the Emerald Princess lately give us an update? We've got Let's Go family members that will be on her not until July, but they are so excited to hear about how things are going on the Emerald Princess. I remember it's been a little while now since we had a Let's Go family member that was on the Emerald Princess to the Panama Canal, and at that time they reported that everything was going really well. But if anyone has sailed recently, would you please let us know, or if you're on the Emerald Princess now, let us know how things are going, because people want to know. And I love knowing what's going on the different cruise ships. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I'm trying to get better at asking for this. Would you please subscribe to our videos? We'd love to have you in our Let's Go family. I'm firmly convinced that we need you with us to be the best us. And so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And thank you very much. Now, another thing that I want to talk to you about, a couple of just housekeeping things. First of all, I don't know if it's getting, I don't think it should be getting harder to do, but I did a video quite some time ago, so Gordon's going to link it, about the refer a friend. And that is if someone has never cruised with Princess before and you refer them and they fill out the paperwork and you fill out the paperwork, you both get some onboard credit for the next time you cruise. You don't get that until they go on the cruise. But that is still in effect. If you go to princess.com and scroll down to the bottom, you know, I mentioned a minute ago those columns of options, the words that they've got on the left-hand side, refer a friend is in that list, so you can just click on that and see it there. But it's a really good program, because sometimes really and truly people take a cruise because you tell them how wonderful it is. And so yeah, and if you're someone that goes on a Princess cruise because I've talked you into it, send me an email and we'll both get some onboard credit. You don't really have to do that, but it would be nice, but you don't have to do that. Finally, two other things here really quick, a couple of things. So first of all, can anyone say, has anybody done the Amtrak train from Vancouver to Seattle, especially at the end of a cruise? We've got Let's Go family members wondering about that. I know people that there's a shuttle bus. The one I'm familiar with is called Quick Shuttle, that does a shuttle from Vancouver to Seattle. It does it from Seattle to Vancouver, and you can kind of select where in Vancouver and where in Seattle you want to leave from and go to, like that. And so I do know people that have done that, and it's worked just fine for them. But if you have done the Amtrak train from Vancouver to Seattle, can you comment on that for us? That would be really helpful to us. Let's see. Then finally, the other things that we've got to talk about is an update from the Enchanted Princess. So the Enchanted Princess, I've got Let's Go family members, and they were so kind. On Facebook, they messaged me the pictures that they have had really long lines when they have been going to dining. So I don't know if this is like I don't know if it's just at certain times that there are really long lines, but he sent photos showing it going from the dining room door clear up and then like up the staircase. And so, and apparently when he was in line, if people were going down the staircase and curving around, people were worried that they were trying to cut in line. And then of course when people see what's going on, they have to go back up the staircase to get back in line again. So let us know how things are going. I don't know truly if this is like, I don't know if they don't have enough staff or if people are taking a lot longer to eat. I don't know, but I felt like I should tell you about that. And you know why I tell you that? It's so that if you get on a cruise ship and you have to wait to be seated, don't be surprised. Just visit with who you're with, or if you're by yourself, strike up a conversation with whoever's in line, or just be prepared to wait. So wanted to let you know. And then a couple of things that I wanted to discuss since yesterday's video. I talked to you about, and then you all answered so beautifully in the comments, and how with these big ships that they're ordering, the cruise lines are ordering, and they have like very, very robust programs to order these big new ships. And I do think that they see that as their way forward to be able to make enough money to stay in business and to offer everything that everyone's going to want, so they choose to cruise with them. But a couple of our Let's Go family members, I appreciate all your comments equally, but one of them I thought really would help us a lot with the discussion here, a couple of them actually, and it's our Let's Go family member Jeffrey. Cruising for One is his blog, so Google that. And anyway, he was saying that as we look at these bigger ships that they're bringing on board, they are not going, like, it's going to be hard to fill a ship to go to Antarctica when your ship holds 6,000 plus passengers on board. And that's what some of the smaller ships are like. And so he was saying how maybe we are going to see some of these smaller luxury lines that are still doing the smaller ships, like your Viking, Azamara, Seabourn, Silver Seas, Regent, Oceania, target those lines a little bit, those itineraries a little bit more. And it'll be so that these bigger, like your Royal Caribbean and your Norwegian will just do the itineraries more that can sustain, that really can draw in a crowd that size, whether it's the Caribbean, whether it's, in Europe in the summertime when school's out and when people are traveling a little bit more. But the really interesting thing that I like that he pointed out, that puts our Princess and Holland America and he threw Celebrity in the same bucket there, because truly they have some big ships and Celebrity has some of the smaller ships. Celebrity is trying to rebrand themselves though, so I think they're half in with Princess and Holland America, but not really. But that's going to put them in a very unique situation about what their way forward is going to be. But you know what? In thinking about it, I think that with having the ships that Princess and Holland America have right now, and with Holland America has not announced one of those humongous ships yet. And the Sun Princess is the first cruise ship that Princess has announced in that huge size. And so with the ships that they've got, I honestly think Jeffrey says it's going to be, they're going to find themselves in an interesting competitive situation. And it's clear they feel their base will not carry them much longer. And so what's really interesting to me about that, and the reason that I think he says that they don't think their base is going to carry them much longer, is because they are advertising so aggressively to a younger crowd. However, I kind of wonder, so I absolutely see that as true. Clearly, they're trying to draw in more people to strengthen their customer base. But at the same time, when you think of this, I think that at least for the foreseeable future, until they phase out all of these ships that they've currently got, Holland America or Princess, I feel like they're going to be a unique situation for us to all cruise on, that still go to a lot of these places, that still don't have the humongous cruise ships, and compared to like your luxury lines, they are more affordable. And so tell me what you think about that. Do you think Princess and Holland America are more affordable? Well, they are, than the luxury lines for the most part. Just kind of tell me what you think about that, and like what we're going to see overall. So thank you, Jeffrey, for putting that conversation there for us, and that comment, and for helping us think about things. Because when I think, I think about things, I think a lot because I like to think about it, based on that I enjoy talking to you all about this, and I find it very interesting. At the same time, I just think, Gordon and I, maybe we'll get to cruise for like 20 or 25 more years. You never know, based on someone's health, finances, like everything can change in a heartbeat, right? But I hope that we have still got a long time to get to continue to go on cruises. But I always wonder sometimes, like when things are going to change to a point that we're going to have to be like, well, I can't go on that anymore. I don't want to. What are we going to do instead? So I think it's also a being prepared thing that I look at this for. So let me know what you're thinking about cruising to be prepared for the future. And that's probably a little bit more of a serious conversation than cruising's meant to be, but it's true. And so thank you all for your amazing comments. Thank you again for all the love that you share with me. I send all of that love right back to you a million times over. I really appreciate you being here with me. And like I said, thank you for being the remarkable good people that you are. It does my heart a lot of good to be able to associate with you, and I'm very grateful for that blessing in my life. So if you appreciate my updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? And indeed, I will be talking to you again really soon. Oh, and by the way, we are planning our live for this evening. So at 9 p.m. Eastern, come and join us. Bring your questions, bring your experiences, and come ready to have a fun time talking about cruising. And so I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.